Rx of tau, that is R is the notation for the autocorrelation function. If we have X single term, we are going to call it as a autocorrelation. If we have two terms, you are going to call it as a cross correlation. So it is nothing but expected value of the random process until its delayed version, which is called as a tau here. Okay, so in terms of the integral, we can call this one with respect to the integral x of tau x of t plus tau into that is fx of tau into d tau. We can find out the expectation or the autocorrelation. We can find out like this. So autocorrelation is having certain properties. The first property is that the centered sequence is equal to the mean square value. We are going to call it as a mean square value, that is expected value of x square plus t. Okay, so that is the central value. And the ACF, which is called as autocorrelation function, is a even symmetry function. We have seen the proof of that one in the last class, right? And also the autocorrelation function is going to satisfy the other property, which is called as this is the property 3, which is it's a periodic signal here. Suppose if the random process x of t is a periodic, then the autocorrelation function is also a periodic signal. And also we have seen the other property, which is called the centered sequence, that is at origin tau is equal to 0. The autocorrelation function is having the maximum value when compared to the other sequences. So this is okay, so that is the property we have seen. That is the fourth property we have seen. The centered sequence is having the maximum value when compared to the all other sequence of the autocorrelation function. Okay, so these are the properties of the autocorrelation we have seen, right? So in the exam they will ask, so what do you mean by autocorrelation? Find its properties, they will ask. So you can express the properties along with the proof, you can do it. So the next one we have seen is the autocovariance. Autocovariance is a thing, but it's similar to the autocorrelation, but it is for the random process, it is similar to the covariance, but it is going to take like this here. It's the expected value of the random process and its mean and the product of the time delayed functions here. So we find that the autocovariance Cx of tau is equal to the autocorrelation function, the minus the square of the mean. Suppose if the mean is equal to 0, then the autocovariance and autocorrelation will become same. That's what we are saying in the last class. And also we have seen the other function, which is called as a cross correlation. So if you consider two random process, we are going to call it as a cross correlation will be called, that is x of t and y of t. It is denoted as rxy of tau. So it's the expected value of x and y will be taken, right? And similarly, the rxy is not equal to the ryx. So that's what the ryx of tau is equal to expected value of y of t into x of t plus tau. So similar to the autocorrelation, the cross correlation is also having certain properties. It is called as symmetry. The symmetry is not even symmetry. It is some other kind of symmetry. So this is a kind of symmetry you're going to get. That is rxy of tau is equal to ryx of minus tau. This is a kind of symmetry. And also if x of t and y of t are periodic, the cross correlation is also a periodic signal. And also the cross correlation sequence rxy of tau is less than or equal to the square root of the autocorrelated sequence, the centered sequence, or the sequence at origin. Okay, so this is the property of the cross correlations we have seen in the last class. And similar to the autocovariance, we have seen the cross covariance also. It is the okay. So this is the it's the difference between the random process and its mean and the expectation of that one. It is called as a cross covariance you are going to call. And we have seen these things in the last classes we have seen here. So right. Done. So this is autocorrelation function and the cross correlation function and the cross covariance. Now let us see based on the autocorrelation, let us see some concepts here. That is, we are going to take the two random processes. So for the two random processes, we are going to add and we are going to take the product. So for the added sequence and the product sequence, we are going to find out what is the autocorrelation and many parameters. Let us find out that one. Okay. So take next one. Take the next topic as addition of random process, addition of the random process. So what you are going to do is we are going to consider the two random processes will be taken. So for that one you are going to add and we'll see the new function we are going to get. For that new function we are going to find out the autocorrelation and some mean and we'll find out. Okay, so done. So take addition of the random process. So here we are going to consider the two random processes we are going to consider. One is called x of t, other one is called y of t. We are going to add those two. Okay, so you can consider the addition of two independent random process. Okay, so I'm going to consider the Whiteson stationary random process. I'm going to consider. So jointly Whiteson stationary, Whiteson stationary random process x of t and y of t, x of t and y of t. So you're going to consider the independent random processes. We know that independent random process is nothing but the expected value of x of t and y of t is equal to the expected value of x of t and expected value of y of t. That is called the independent random process. Okay, and it is a Whiteson stationary random process. Whiteson stationary random process is nothing but we know that. So expected value of x of t1 is equal to the expected value of x of t2. So this one you're going to call it as a Whiteson stationary random process will be called here. Okay. So I'm going to consider this as a some function. So w of t, this will be equal to the x of t plus y of t. So x of t is one random process, y of t is another random process. For those two, you're going to add in order to get the w of t, which is called as a Whiteson stationary random process. Okay. So for this one, you're going to find the autocorrelation. You can take the autocorrelation of the autocorrelation of the above sum. The autocorrelation of the above sum is given by. So we are going to find out the autocorrelation of this sum here. Okay, so that is the demand. We are going to find the autocorrelation of the w of t. We are going to find out w of t. So we know autocorrelation is the demand. It's the expected value of the. Okay, autocorrelation is the demand. So that is the RW of tau we are going to consider. So this is nothing but the expected value of the W of tau. Okay, W of t and W of t plus tau. T plus tau. So this is autocorrelation function. We are going to substitute for the W of t. W of t is nothing but x of t plus y of t. Let us substitute that one. So it is expected value of x of t plus y of t. Okay, multiplied by. And W of t plus tau is nothing but it will be called as x of t plus tau plus y of t plus tau. Okay, now let us take the product here. So since a plus b into other b plus c is c plus d is a, let us take the product of this one. So it is expected value of x of t into x of t plus tau. Okay, so I'm going to multiply this one x of t into this one. So x of t into y of t plus tau. Next, let us take the product of this one, y of t with this one. So y of t into x of t plus tau plus y of t into y of t plus tau. So you consider the product of these terms. I'm going to multiply each and every terms we have multiplied here. So now I'm going to split the expectation for each and individual terms here. Okay, so that is the expected value of x of t. I'm going to take the split the expectation for this one plus the expected value of the x of t into y of t plus tau. Okay, so plus this one the expected value of y of t into x of t plus tau. Next the last term plus expected value of the y of t into y of t plus tau. Y of t plus tau. Okay, so we have splitted the any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay, so we have split the expectation for the individual terms we have split here. So what I am doing is I have taken the two random process I have taken. For this one we are finding the autocorrelation function. That's it. Yeah, we are adding the two random process and we are seeing how the autocorrelation function will be there. Okay, so done. Now we know that this is nothing but the autocorrelation function because we know that x of t and x of t plus tau is its autocorrelation of the x here. So we can call this as the Rx of tau. Rx of tau, and this is the cross correlation between x and y here. Already we have seen this one, so that will be indicated as Rxy of tau, and this is the cross correlation between y and x, so Rxy of tau, and this is the autocorrelation of y of t, so it is called as a Ry of tau. Okay, so this is what the autocorrelation of the random process, which you are going to add the two random processes. Two random processes if you are going to add. Okay, suppose if you consider the random process x of t and y of t, because we already taken it as a okay, got it right. So now what you are going to do is you are going to apply the concept of the independence you are going to apply here. Suppose if the random process x of t and y of t are the independent random processes. So for the independent random process, usually if any one of the mean will be 0 will be there here. For the independent random process, the mean will be equal to 0 will be there. So then we'll apply this concept here. We can take if x of t and y of t are the, so we are going to apply the concept of the independence we are going to apply here. If x of t and y of t are the independent random process, or the independent random process, and they have mean, so that is a nu x or nu y is equal to 0. Nu x or nu y is equal to 0. So nu x or nu y is equal to 0. So then what will happen is the cross correlation will become equal to 0. So cross correlation of rxy of tau is equal to ryx of tau. This will be equal to the, so it's a product of nu x into nu y, because for the independent random process, so you can say that, suppose here only you can see here, if expected value of x of t and y of t, if these two are independent, we can write this one as the expected value of x of t and expected value of y of t we can write here. For example, if I want, I'll write here. So rxy of tau is nothing but it is expected value of x of t and y of t plus tau. So this is the cross correlation function. So this can be written as expected value of x of t for the independent random processes. Okay, we can write like this. So y of t plus tau. So this is equal to nu x and nu y. Okay, suppose if nu x and nu y is equal to 0, any of that one is equal to 0, this will become equal to 0 here. Getting right? So you can see. So this is for the independent random process, we can write like this. Already we know this concept here. So then at that time, what will happen is, so therefore, the autocorrelation of the W will become equal to the Rx of tau plus Ry of tau. That is the random autocorrelation of the random process x of t and the autocorrelation of the random process y of t, that is equal to the sum of the two random processes, which is called W of t. Okay, so Rw of t. So this is the sum of the two random processes we are considered. So done, right? So what we are seeing under this topic is we are taken the two, okay, so two random processes we are taken, one is x of t and y of t. For that one we added to get the new random process called W of t. We find the autocorrelation and we apply the concept of independence. So we got this one here. So done. Okay, I'll go for the next, the product of the two random processes we are going to consider. So you can take multiplication of two random process, or you can take random process. Multiplication of the random process, we'll consider multiplication of the random process. Okay, so we are going to multiply the random process x of t and y of t to get the new random process called W of t. So you can take, consider the two random process, consider the two independent random process. Independent random process will take here independent random process. They are jointly, so we are going to consider as a Whiteson stationary random process, we'll consider. So jointly Whiteson stationary random process, x of t and y of t, multiplied together, So if you're going to multiply together, so what we'll be getting is, so W of t is equal to the x of t into y of t. You're going to get W of t is equal to x of t into y of t. Okay, so this is we are going to obtain by multiplying the two random processes. The x of t and y of t are the independent random process. So independent random process, and they are jointly Whiteson stationary random process. Whiteson stationary random process. For the Whiteson stationary random process, so even though if you have x of t1 and x of t2, if you are going to take the mean will be equal to the common mean will be there. Okay, so done. Now for this one, let us find out the mean for this one. So you can take first one, we'll find out the mean. The next we'll find out the variance. The mean of W of t is the mean of W of t is given by the mean of W of t. The mean is nothing but it's the expected value of W of t. So this is equal to the expected value of x of t into y of t. Expected value of x of t into y of t. Expected value of x of t into y of t. So we know that the expected, since these are independent random variables, we can write this one as a expected value of x of t into expected value of y of t. So because of independent random process. So since it is an independent random process, so we can write like this. Expected value of x of t, y of t is we can write like this here. So this will become, so the mean of W will become the mean of x into mean of y will get here. So this is the mean of the random process W is equal to the product of their means. So right. So this concept we can apply if they are independent random process. So similarly, let us find out the variance of W of t. Let us find out here the variance of W of t. So you know the variance is the thing, but it's a second central moment. So that is given by expected value of the. Okay, so since I'm going to take the product, so it is W of t minus nu of W the whole square. So this is the variance expected value of the random process minus mean. It is called as the variance here. So this in term is equal to the, so W of t is nothing but x of t into y of t. It is called as the W of t minus the mean of this one is, so it's already we got here nu x into nu y the whole square, nu x into nu y the whole square. Okay, so let us apply the a minus b whole square formula and let us find out this one here. So it is x square of t into y square of t. Okay, so plus the square of this one, so it's a nu x square into nu y square minus 2ab, so 2 into x of t into y of t into nu x into nu y, nu x into nu y. So let us split the expectation for each and individual terms here. So the expectation of x square of t into y square of t, the expectation of x square into y of t. So since these two are independent, we can write as the individual expectations we can write here. And expectation of constant, so it is the mean is the constant here. So still the mean will remain the same thing only, the constant minus. So I'm going to expectation of nu x and nu y is constant. I'm going to write these things outside here. And x of t, we can write expected value of x of t into expected value of the y of t. Expected value of x of t into expected value of y of t, we can write. So right. So this is, we can apply the concept of the independence and we can split this into the integral. So individual expectations we can split here. So let me do that one. So all of you take and write. You consider the variance. Variance is nothing but it's a second central moment. Okay. So we are substituted for W of t. It is nothing but x of t into y of t. So this is the quantity we got, nu x and nu y the whole square. So apply a minus b whole square. We got this one. Now I am going to split the expectation for the individual terms. So let us take that one. Okay, I'll split the expectation for individual terms. Let us take. So it is. We'll take nu w square will be equal to the, so expectation of the x square of t into expectation of the y square of t. Okay, so then the remaining terms, so this will become it's a constant, so you can write as a nu x square into nu y square, and this will become nu x into nu y will get here. So it is plus nu x square into nu y square minus 2 into, so nu x square into nu y square will get here, and this is the mean square value will remain same as it is, so that is sigma w square, sigma square w can be written like this. So it's some mean square value x square of t into expression of the y square of t. Okay, so plus it is 2 minus this one will get, so minus nu x square into nu y square. new x square into new y square. So right. And also we know that this is the mean square value. So we can write the mean square value like this here. So we know that mean square value is nothing but variance is nothing but it's a difference between the mean square value minus the mean of the random square of the mean of the random variable. So we can write this one like this here. So that is the expected value of the x square of t. So can be written as a sigma x square minus plus new x square. So this is a mean square value. So similarly for the random process y of t, we can write as sigma y square plus new y square. Let us substitute these two things here. So just I'm expressing in terms of the variance of the random process and its mean here, because we don't know the mean square value. That's why I'm going to express in terms of the variance and the mean here. So already we find the mean of this one, and already we know the variance of sigma x. So that's why we are expressing here. So it is sigma x square plus new x square into sigma y square plus new y square minus new x square into new y square. So this is the variance of the product of the two random variables. Variance of the product of the two random variables. Done. Done, right? So this is the product of the random variables we have find. Now let us find out the autocorrelation function. We find the variance, we find the mean. Now let us find out the autocorrelation. So done, right? So we'll take the autocorrelation. Yes, so again, okay. So take the autocorrelation function of the autocorrelation function of the autocorrelation function of W of t is given by the autocorrelation function of W of t is given by, so that is RW of tau. So this is the autocorrelation function, which will be given as it's the expected value of the W of t into W of t plus tau. So we know W of t is nothing but it's x of t into y of t. So we can write x of t into y of t, and W of t plus tau is nothing but x of t plus tau into y of t plus tau. Okay. So we know that. So we can rewrite the things here. So it is the expected value of x of t. So I'm going to combine the x of t plus tau together here. Okay. Next y of t into y of t plus tau. Okay. So since we know that x of t and y of t are the independent random process, the expectation can be splitted like this. So we can take, since x of t and y of t are, since x of t and y of t are independent random process, therefore, so we can write like this. Therefore, we can write. So we can write as expected value of x of t into x of t plus tau. Okay, into expected value of y of t into y of t plus tau. So this can be written as Rx of tau, and this can be written as Ry of tau. So it will be equal to the Rw of tau. Okay. So if the random process are independent random process and their product, or if the product is there, so then the product of the autocorrelation function is the product of the individual autocorrelation functions. Okay. So that is, you can take the autocorrelation for a multiplication of random process. So that is, we can take, that is the autocorrelation, function for multiplication of random process, is equal to product of their autocorrelations, their autocorrelation functions. Okay. So For the sum of the random process, the autocorrelation is equal to the sum of the individual autocorrelations. And similarly, for the product of the autocorrelation functions, the product is equal to the product of the two autocorrelation functions. Okay, so this is what we have seen, how to add the autocorrelation functions if they are statistically independent. Okay, for the Whitson stationary random process we are considering here, right? Okay, so far we have seen the autocorrelation functions. So far you have seen the cross correlation, autocovariance, cross covariance, and the product of the autocorrelation function and the sum of the autocorrelation functions we are seeing here. Now let us take one problem on this one here. Let us take one problem on this one and let us find out the autocorrelation of that one. Let us find out and let us take the product and we'll find out the autocorrelation function. So you can take one problem on this one. So problem on autocorrelation function. So ACF is nothing but the autocorrelation function. So take a random process. So any doubts in the topics so far we have discussed? Any doubts? Just we have defined the formulas, that's it here, nothing else. No, sir. Okay. So you can take a random process is described by so you can take y of t is equal to a cos omega c t plus theta. So this is a random process has been defined. A cos omega c plus theta. So here A is the constant, omega c is the angular frequency, you know that one. So take where A and omega c are constants, comma, theta is a random variable, distributed uniformly between plus or minus pi, determine first one PDF of the random variable theta, next one mean of y of t, so we need to find the mean of y of t. Next one is autocorrelation function Ry of t, autocorrelation function Ry of tau, not t, it's Ry of tau. Next one is mean power and autocovariance of y of t. Okay, so they given the random process y of t, it has been given, and a and wc are the constant here. Theta is it's a random variable which can be distributed uniformly. It has been given uniformly distributed between plus or minus pi. Okay, so here we need to find out the PDF of the random variable theta. We need to find out the mean of the random process y of t, the autocorrelation, and mean power. Mean power is nothing but it's an expected value of the y square of t is called as a mean power, and we need to find out the autocovariance here. Okay, so before that one, first we need to find out the PDF of the random variable theta. So here it has been given that the theta is a random variable uniformly distributed between plus or minus pi here. Okay, plus or minus pi. So let us make use of that concept in order to find out the PDF of the random variable. So here it has been given. So you can take solution given random process, given the random process. So the process is given by, so it is called y of t. So this is a random process which has been given. So a into cos omega c t plus theta. So this is given here. And also they given So it is uniformly distributed. Theta is a random variable uniformly distributed between plus or minus pi. Means we can make use of the concept of uniform random variable. So in order to find out the PDF of the random variable theta here. So for the uniform random variable, already we have seen the module 1. So I can take. So we are going to use that concept here. So given theta is uniformly distributed. Theta is uniformly distributed between uniform distributed random variable, okay, between plus or minus pi, okay. So you can take by using the definition of uniform distribution, using the definition of uniform distribution. So we're going to make use of the definition of uniform distribution. So for the uniform distribution, so I'm going to recall that one here. So it is nothing but, so from A to B, it is uniformly distributed random variable here. So, and the magnitude will be equal to the 1 divided by B minus A. So we can write like this, suppose if it is a x here, so we can write fx of x is equal to 1 divided by B minus A. So from A is less than x is less than B. So it will take like this here. So this is a uniformly distributed random variable. So similar way we can define for the theta also we can define like this here. So what we can define is we can take the PDF is given by so you're going to consider the PDF of this one. So the PDF is given by, so you can take, it will take the similar form here. So it is f theta of theta. So this will be equal to the, so since it is uniform distributed between plus or minus pi. So we can take this as 1 divided by 2 pi. So from minus pi is less than theta is less than pi. Okay. So since if it is equal to minus pi and plus pi, so this will become, okay. So pi minus of minus pi will become 2 pi here. 2 pi will get here. So same way I have written here, and 0 otherwise. So we can define like this. So from minus pi, so minus pi is nothing but like this. So from minus pi to the plus pi. So this is the function which is called as f theta of theta. So this is equal to 1 by 2 pi. So we get like this. Done, right? Now we got the first one we got here. Now let us find out the mean of the random process y of t. So any doubts in this one? So we make use of the concept of uniform distributed random variable. We defined like this here. Okay, so we got this one. Now let us find out the mean of this one. So you can take and explain the mean of y of t. The mean of y of t is given by that is the expected value of y of t. So it is nothing but, so we know the formula. So integral from minus infinity plus infinity, it is y of t into the corresponding corresponding PDF. We are going to integrate with respect to the corresponding PDF. Okay, since why I am taking f theta of t is because, so this is the random variable, it has been given here. So that's why you need to take function in terms of the f theta of theta we need to take here. So here we can say, so since f theta of theta is having the value 1 by 2 pi from minus pi to the plus pi, so we can write accordingly. So minus pi to the plus pi, y of theta is the limit, it has been given. So a cos omega c t plus theta, a cos omega ct plus theta into this one. This function is nothing but 1 over 2 pi into d theta. 1 over 2 pi into d theta. Let us integrate this one. So cos omega t is a constant here. Theta is a function here. Okay. The integration of cos is nothing but sin omega ct plus theta will get sin omega ct plus theta. Okay. So we are going to integrate with respect to the theta. So a divided by 2 pi is a constant. I'm going to take outside the integral. So the integration of this one is, so it is sin the integration of cos is sine here, omega ct plus theta. So it's a function of theta. So for that one, you are going to apply minus pi to the plus pi. And we know the sine pi is nothing but 0 and cos pi is also nothing but 0. Okay, so what we are going to do is we are going to apply the, in place of theta, we are going to apply. So it is sine omega ct plus pi minus, okay, sine omega ct minus pi. Sine omega ct minus pi. Sine omega ct plus pi minus sine omega ct minus pi. So it's visible, right? Video clarity is there, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now, in order to solve this one, we are going to make use of the trigonometric all silver teacups you are going to make use here. So here we know that sine of omega ct plus theta, that is sine of 180 plus theta, and this is in the form of sine of theta minus 180 is there. So here also let us convert this in the form of sine of 180 minus theta here, 180 minus theta. So for that one, I'll take minus here common, and we know that sine of 180 plus theta, this will come in the third quadrant, right? So we have the four quadrants we have here. So here it's a sine and cosecant, and here tan and cot, and here a cos and secant, all silver teacups, correct now? Okay, so these are positive. This is 90 minus theta, 180 minus theta, and this is 180 plus theta, and this is 270 minus theta, 360 plus theta. These are the quadrant here. So here sine of omega ct plus theta pi is nothing but it will come in the third quadrant here. So 90 minus theta, 180 minus theta, 180 plus theta will come here. Okay, correct now? Correct, right? Okay, so
yes, sir.
This will become minus sine omega ct. Minus sine omega ct. So this one, so since we need to express as 180 minus theta, we need to express, I'll take minus common here. So minus sine of minus, okay. So 180 minus theta. Okay, so because we have the formula like this. So we know sine is a odd function. So sine of minus theta is a minus sine theta will get here. So this will become equal to, so a divided by 2 pi minus sine omega ct. Okay, so this will become plus sine of 180 minus theta is nothing but it's a sine theta only, second quadrant will get here. So it is sine omega ct will get. So these two will get cancelled. So this will become equal to the 0. So the mean of the random process y is equal to 0. Why? Because we know that sine of minus theta is nothing but, so we know sine of minus theta is nothing but minus sine theta, we know it here, and we substituted the same thing and apply the 180 minus theta we applied here, and we got sine omega ct, and the mean of this one is equal to 0. So right, we find the first quantity, we find the first quantity, that is PDF we find. The second one we find the mean. Let us find out the autocorrelation function. So any doubts in the mean? Any doubts in finding the mean?
No, sir.
Okay. So fine, let us find out the autocorrelation. So the autocorrelation of Rx of tau is nothing but, so it is Rx of tau. So this is nothing but expected value of the x of t, sorry, y of t. It's a function y of t, and y of t plus tau. Y of t and y of t plus tau. So this is Rx of
sir,
tau.
Ry of tau, sir.
Yeah, so Ry of tau. Ry of tau. So this is, we can take it as a, so we can take this one as a integral y of t into y of t plus tau, y of t into y of t plus tau into f theta of theta into d theta. So because we know this is the, how we can find out by using the integration, we can find out like this here. So let us substitute that one. So Ry of tau, so it is integral. So since f theta of t is defined from minus pi to the plus pi, and y of t is nothing but it's a cos omega ct plus theta. Okay, and this one is y of t plus tau is nothing but, so it will become a cos, it's a omega c, so t can be replaced by t plus tau. Okay, so plus theta, and f theta of t is nothing but 1 by 2 pi into d theta. Okay, so we have substituted y of t a cos omega ct plus theta, y of t plus tau a cos omega ct plus tau plus theta, here written. So next let us take a into a square 1 by 2 pi is a constant. I'm going to take outside the integral a square divided by 2 pi. The limit integral from minus infinity to plus infinity. So this is cos A cos B formula is there. Cos A cos B formula. We are going to apply. So I'm going to rewrite here. So cos omega ct plus theta, and this will become cos omega ct, okay, plus omega c into tau. It will become omega c tau plus theta into d theta. So this is ry of tau. So now what shall we do is let us apply the formula of cos A cos B. So cos A into cos B. So this is nothing but 1 by 2 into cos of A plus B into cos plus cos of A minus B. So plus cos of A minus B. Okay, plus is there here. So let us apply that formula now to simplify. So ry of tau is equal to a square divided by 2. So this is from minus pi to the plus pi. The limit is from minus pi to the plus pi. So minus pi to the plus pi. So this one we can apply as 1 by 2 into cos A plus B. So A plus B is nothing but omega ct plus theta. It will become 2 omega ct plus 2 theta plus omega c tau will get here. So I'll write directly. So omega ct plus 2 theta plus omega c into tau. Okay. So plus A minus B is nothing but omega ct, and theta will get cancelled. The remaining thing is nothing but omega ct. So since cos is a even function, so even if we get minus also, we'll get the same thing here. Cos omega c tau, okay, into d theta. Cot omega c tau into d theta. Done, right? So I added the signal directly and taken the difference directly. I've taken. So right. So ry of tau is equal to, so a square 1 by 2 is common for this one. So I'll take here. So a square divided by 4 pi. Okay, let us do integrate. We know the integration of this one already we did in the previous one. So it is equal to 0. So I'm going to split the integral here. So minus pi to the plus pi. Okay, so this is cos 2 omega ct plus 2 theta plus omega c tau. Already we did in the previous one. So into d theta. So I'm going to split here. Plus integral from minus pi to the plus pi. So it is cos omega c tau into d theta. So this integration is equal to 0 because we did in the mean, and the integration of this one. So cos omega ct is a constant here. The integration of 1 is nothing but it's a theta. So it will become 1 by 2 pi will get here. So ry of tau is nothing but sorry, it's a 2 pi will get here. So this is a square divided by 4 pi into the limit is pi minus pi. Sorry, so if you are getting confusion, so integration of this one is 0 plus this one is theta from minus pi to the plus pi. Okay, so this is a square divided by 4 pi, 0 theta from minus pi to the plus pi. So this one we can write as a square divided by 4 pi, and also here the cos function is there. Cos is the constant here, but cos is also there here. So just let me rewrite here so you can make a note of that one. Omega ct into theta from plus pi to the minus pi. So it will become cos omega c tau into 2 pi. Cos omega ct onto 2 pi. So 2 pi will get cancelled. So we'll get a square. So this will become a square divided by 2 into. So take a write everyone. So this is cos omega c tau.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I'll rewrite. So rewrite here. So this will become. So ry of tau, this will become a square divided by 2 into cos omega c tau. So this is the autocorrelation function of the random process. Done, right? So we find the autocorrelation function. Next we need to, yeah. So now we need to find out the mean power and autocovariance we need to find out here. So let us find out the mean power. So mean power is nothing but the expected value of the y square of t square is the mean power. Let us find out that one. So take next one is mean power. So it is a C, it's a mean power. Mean power is nothing but it's a expected value of the y square of t. We are going to call it as a mean power. So we know that this is nothing but ry of 0. This is the first property of the autocorrelation function. So we have ry of tau. Already we find that one. So it is equal to the, so just we find ry of tau. It is equal to the a square divided by 4 pi. So ry of tau is nothing but a square divided by 2. Sorry, here only it is there. A square by 2 into cos omega c tau. So expected by the y square of t is nothing but we are going to substitute tau is equal to 0 here. Tau is equal to 0. So if you substitute tau is equal to 0, this will become ry of 0. So ry of 0 is nothing but a square divided by 2 into cos 0. So it is nothing but expected value of the y square of t will get here. So therefore ry of 0 is nothing but a square by 2, which is equal to the mean power. So right. Next, let us find out the autocovariance. Autocovariance. Now let us find out autocovariance. So autocovariance is nothing but it's a difference between the random process y of t and its mean. You're going to call it as the autocovariance. So that is denoted by the, so it is denoted by C, right? The autocovariance function is denoted by the that is a C of tau we are going to define. So that's yeah. So it is denoted as a C y of tau, which is nothing but ry of tau minus its mean square value. So that is the autocovariance. Let us define that one. So it is C y of tau is equal to the, so ry of tau minus the mean of that one. So we know that the mean is equal to 0. So since mean is equal to 0 and ry of tau already we find here. So we know that if mean is equal to 0, then autocovariance and correlation both are one and the same. It is a square by 2 into cos omega c tau. Omega c tau. Done, right, everyone? So this is how we can find out the mean and the variance of the random process. So taken, everyone? Any doubts in this one? Okay. So
No,
we'll take, yeah. So this is based on directly the problems what we have taken, directly formulas it is based here. So similarly, take one problem on the product of the autocorrelation function. It's very simple problem. So it follows the same problem what we have seen. So you can take the second problem. Let x of t and let x of t and y of t, let x of t and y of t are the independent jointly Whitson stationary random process. Independent jointly Whitson stationary random process. Okay, so x of t is the independent random process. It is defined like this: a cos, so omega 1 t plus theta 1, and y of t as b cos omega 2 theta, sorry, omega 2 t plus theta 2 plus theta 2. So you can take theta 1 and theta 2 are independent random variables, or independent random variables. Both are uniformly distributed. Both are uniformly distributed between plus or minus pi. Plus or minus pi. Determine autocorrelation function of w of t is equal to x of t into y of t. W of t is equal to x of t into y of t. So we need to find out the autocorrelation function of w of t is equal to x of t into y of t. So it follows the previous problem. In the previous problem, we find the autocorrelation of x of t and y of t, which is in the similar form. So just we'll use that result and let us find out quickly here. Okay, so done. Okay, so solution, let us take here. We need to find the autocorrelation of x of t and y of t. So since both are independent, we know that the autocorrelation of r w of t is equal to the product of the individual autocorrelation functions. So you can take given x of t is equal to a cos omega 1 theta omega 1 t plus theta 1, and y of t is equal to b cos omega 2 t plus theta, b cos omega 2 t plus theta. So we know the PDF of this one. So already we defined the PDF here, f theta 1 of theta 1. So it is equal to the 1 over 2 pi, because it is being given distributed uniformly between plus pi to the minus pi. And similarly, f theta 2 of theta 2 can be written as, so 1 over 2 pi from minus pi is less than theta is less than pi. Okay, and also we know the autocorrelation of this one. So from the previous problem we know that, so the autocorrelation of Rx of tau, so already we know from the previous problem, here it is there. So it's a square by 2 into this one. So a square by 2 into, it is cos omega 1 t omega 1 tau, and this one is Ry of tau is equal to a square by 2 into cos omega 2 tau. Okay, so this is the autocorrelation ones we know in the previous problem. Now let us take the autocorrelation of W of t. So that is Rw of tau is equal to, so Rx of tau into Ry of tau. So take the product of this one. So that will become the Rw of tau. So it is a square by 2 into a square by 2. So these two are there. So it is cos omega 1 tau into cos omega 2 tau. So right, so just we are taking the product here, and we know this is in the form of cos a cos b, cos a cos b. So this can be written as cos of a plus b minus cos of a minus b. So divided by 2. So it will become a square divided by 4 into, so 1 by 2 into cos of omega 1 tau plus omega 2 tau plus cos of omega 1 tau minus omega 2 tau. So this is what the autocorrelation of the two random processes.